That he was when he found Wolverine all underneath the water after Magneto sent him a spun during Days of Future Past, which was a fucking good movie. And Days of Future Past was was it Days of Future Past? No, it wasn't Days of Future Past. Yeah, it was Days of Future Past. The one Magneto went ballistic, and then he like made like Wolverine. He controlled the Sentinels, and then pulled all the freaking concrete wiring out, and then made Wolverine like all stuck in him and threw him in the ocean, and then Stryker pulls him out, but Stryker is actually Mystique.
Yes.
What the fuck?
That doesn't make any sense because they never even bring that up again.
Yeah, and then
they're just like, they just ignore that in the rest of the movies.
Yeah, and Stryker, even in that movie, his age was the same. Like, it's not like that's any part of it, but like, it's just those weird little. I'm so weird. I obsess too much.
No. That's complete fuck ups in the continuity in movies that basically take place in the same decade. Or produced in the same decade. They have no showrunner at Marvel or at X-Men. Yeah. It seems like
it's just it does not make sense. Wookiees do not live on Endor. Yeah, X-Men.
All right. Wow. So yeah, welcome back to Watch With Us, everybody. I'm here with J Rub. Say hi, J Rub.
Hello.
It's me, of course, Harry, and hopefully this is going out well. Yeah. Okay, we're going good here, I think.
That's a cool microphone.
It's the new Snowball.
The new Snowball.
Yeah, they actually fucking put Snowball on it, and
wow.
I keep on thinking of dirty sex shit.
I was gonna say, so they just gave it to you and you gave it back, or how did it?
No. I gave it to them, and then they gave it back.
Well, yeah, there you go.
No, it was Ryan and Leah. They just had it sitting there. Somebody gave it to them, and they just really didn't have a use for it, and they said, "Go nuts!" And it's like 100 times better. So thanks, Leah and Ryan, for getting this thing set up. We didn't even do a mic check or nothing. So
thanks for the Snowball.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks for sharing.
Oh yeah, I don't even have any of this set up. We were talking X-Men before the show, and that's what we're watching today. We're going back to episode 5. I was looking back, and last time you were on the show was like January. Episode 4. Yeah, it's been a long time. I've set up I have a bunch of the videos look a whole bunch different when I was looking at it.
I'm glad when you drink, eh?
Alright, so Netflix.
It's a really good show we should check out sometime. I'm going to throw this down. It's called Misfits. If you have to check it out, but I've heard good things. It's
British.
It's British superhero
It's like
show.
It's British mutants, basically, right? Yeah, I've seen a couple, is it like a BBC thing where there's like 3 episodes and it's done?
I've only been told
okay.
Good things, so
I've only seen a few episodes of it, but,
yeah. So what was the last episode we watched? I can't quite remember. We 4, right? So we're on 5 now?
Yeah, and we watched the 2-parter. Well, we'll see here.
The Fuller House. I don't think I'll ever watch that.
No, we watched a few episodes on the show, actually.
Yeah, I saw the posts.
Oh, not.
I never checked them out, sorry to say, but...
no, that's definitely a thing you gotta be...
living alone, you don't really... It's hard. I had anxiety just watching Full House. Like, I want to watch Full House.
Yeah, we were actually talking about Apocalypse.
Yeah.
And, what do you call it? Days of Futures Past. And
First Class, comparing all of
the new trilogy compared to the old trilogy.
Yeah. All the different inconsistencies with timelines and ages and actors.
The fact that they've basically created 2 separate universes that take place, or 2 separate timelines that take place in the same universe in the same time that Marvel has done pretty much the same thing, and they only got them beat by like 5 movies.
Yeah.
Like X-Men is essentially, if you include that shitty Wolverine Origins movie, it's 10.
Yeah.
No, 7. 7 movies total for X-Men.
If you're asking me math questions, dude,
well, it's the original 3.
I'm thinking about cake right
the new 3,
ice cream,
and then Origins. So 7 movies, and Marvel has what now, like 13?
Yeah, good baker's dozen, that's for sure.
Yeah.
They got a good jump start though. I mean,
well, yeah, Marvel didn't. Iron Man was well into the 2000s.
Yeah, next one came out probably maybe
99, 2000, 2001.
And it was a very, very good start in my opinion.
Oh yeah, it was a great movie. The original X-Men, the first X-Men is good. I just don't like how they made it into the saga of Wolverine.
No, this was... Which one was this one? I do remember watching this one.
Oh, we watched this one?
Previously. I can't quite remember. The Morlocks?
Did we get to the Morlocks?
It's so hard to remember. To be honest with you, I've just watched them so many times. It's just, captive heart.
It says 5, and I'm pretty sure...
Well, hey, man, let's give her.
Unless I marked it wrong.
Oh, I don't think you did. It's probably just me. It usually is. So, it's fine. Take this one. I'm the guest.
There we go. Okay. Yeah. So basically, I think our consensus was we enjoyed it. There was nitpicky bullshit nerd because we're fucking X-Men fans.
Yes.
For Apocalypse.
Oh, yes.
We enjoyed it definitely. We won't get into spoilers on here, but
I can't wait to get into spoilers on here. It was a very enjoyable movie. I mean, I definitely...
Maybe that's one we should do a feature-length commentary on.
Oh, absolutely.
No, I'm not saying Apocalypse. I'm saying like an X-Men movie.
Ooh.
Like The Last Stand or...
Like a really...
The worst one we could think of. Maybe Origins.
Like
Wolverine
a shit
Origins.
sandwich.
Yeah, totally. Wolverine Origins with the comparison of the new Deadpool to the old Deadpool would be pretty funny.
A good Hollywood shit sandwich tray.
Yeah, because X-Men 1 and 2 are pretty good. X-Men United is great. X-Men, and then basically all the new ones with McAvoy. Yeah. They're all great.
Yeah.
First Class is a little fucking but it definitely it's good.
It's The Last Stand.
They just turned the most unlikely people into the fan favorite heroes and it doesn't seem like it's fans doing it. It's them forcing these characters on. It's like Wolverine. Wolverine isn't the main character of the X-Men movies.
No.
He shouldn't be front and center.
Nope. Agreed.
He shouldn't be pretty either.
He's supposed to be. No, he's supposed to be the tough guy with a bleeding heart.
And then in these new ones, it's Magneto. They're like, oh, he's a tragic hero. And you're like, no. He's a fucked up villain that just slaughters humans indiscriminately. Yeah. That's the vision I get of Magneto. He does shit that's unforgivable.
That's Hollywood for you, because it's not all about one-liners and action scenes. Well, I mean, to us it is.
But I mean, turning those characters into good guys makes no fucking sense to me whatsoever.
No, agreed. It humanizes them too much.
Way too much.
Way too much. We don't want that. They're ants to us.
But yeah, we enjoyed the new one.
Ants.
Okay, yeah. So episode 5. It's been so long since the last one. I have no idea of what's going on. Did we see Sinister at the end of one of those episodes? Is he at the end of...
Maybe. He's like that. What's his last name again? What's his first name?
It's Nick something or Nathan?
Nathan Essex.
Yeah, Nathan Essex.
Nathan Essex. Yeah. Hint.
Okay, so timer started.
It's those guys. Previously on X-Men.
Usually subtitles or something.
I don't know. So yeah, Morph took a spill, eh? I guess that's what happened. Morph took a spill.
Yeah, there's the tragic first failure of a mission of the X-Men. In the first episode. Oh yeah, Beast's still in jail. Beast is in jail for the first 4 episodes, right? Yeah. Or maybe the whole season.
Yeah. One of my things I love to watch about these shows is I like to gauge people's powers and strength based on what happens to what they do. Like for example, so and so can throw a car, so and so can't throw a car. So and so. It's interesting.
They're not really consistent.
They're very inconsistent. No, but I mean,
inconsistent.
Yeah, that's well. Sorry, I left out the first half. Yeah, it's true. But I mean, if you watch those superhero beatdowns, they have a lot of really interesting. They go, well, we know from this comic that this person could survive this kind of nuclear blast, so blah blah blah. And we know that this superhero, the only thing that they've ever encountered, so it's pretty much based on give or take comic book experience.
Yeah. There's a podcast I listen to, The Weekly Planet, and they every couple of months they do 2 superheroes in a football field. And basically people write in and say, okay,
that's Wolverine... Porn starts, you know that, eh?
What's that?
That's how porn starts.
Yeah. So the listeners write in Wolverine versus Cyclops, and they basically discuss what would happen in the fight, and the parameters of the fight is they both appear at either end of a football field, and fight's on, they both know it's a fight to the death, and they go. doesn't matter who, if they're friends in the universe or whatever, just fight to the death, go, what would happen?
Wow.
And they just do like one whole episode, they do like maybe 6 or 7 matchings, and they're just like, this is what happened, and they laugh about it.
I'm sure it's like...
Depending on if it's this universe, like if somebody says Superman, they're like, okay, we're not going to use like the Donner Superman from the movies that can turn back time and
yeah, that's
throw a cellophane S at people and wrap them up.
I don't even know what they were thinking, but it was the 80s.
This isn't a spoiler, but you do get to see a little bit of fucking Danger Room shit in Apocalypse, but it's all lead up. Like, this is what we want to see. This is why we loved Under Kids. Them fighting in the Danger Room and doing all this shit. And
fighting random saw blades that just...
Yeah.
Because when I'm running downtown New York... Well, you know what? Magneto. Let's be realistic. They're fighting and Tentacles, Omega Red.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an asshole.
So it does kind of correlate with the fights they actually have to do.
I wonder if
the training they're doing.
I wonder if Omega Red and Whiplash have anything like going on.
In 7 movies, we never see it. We never see this in the movies, live action.
No, that's true.
Oh wait, in Last Stand at the very beginning, there's the Danger Room thing, but it's like a holodeck. It's not the Danger Room like this. It's like a false reality.
Yeah, it's basically just something to fuck with the kids' minds.
Yeah.
This is cash. But yeah, man. This is the other thing I could never understand too. So they could just make walls close in on you. Walls showing. Oh, this is when you see something really cool about Gambit. You'll notice that he has a power that he never uses anywhere else. He has an ability to project, like, and kinetic energy in a beam form.
Yeah,
like,
there you go. I've never seen him do that.
Like how? Like what's he? Unless he's, I don't know, flicking fingernails at lightning speed. Like fit.
That's got to be like the only time he ever does that, right?
Yeah, and I've never seen it in any other episode.
Because a couple times you see him like hold on to like a very big object, like he'll charge up a whole house or something.
Yeah, it takes
and blow it up. Yeah, and he just like slowly gets brighter and brighter and brighter, then explodes horrifically.
I saw the one where he grabs a bunch of nuts and he throws them at Wolverine.
Yeah,
like, hey, Wolverine, I charged your nuts. I blew your nuts. What an ass.
I don't really remember too many Gambit comic book stories.
No.
Like he was the only reason Gambit's
no.
The only reason Gambit's even a little bit fan favorite is because of the show. I don't remember like an iconic comic book story involving Gambit.
Really, if it wasn't for that accent, people would just think they'd think he's a Quagmire douche.
Yeah,
they'd be like, seriously, they'd be like, mon ami, not a weird fucko. But then they see him on the cartoon and he's actually pretty suave. He's cool as shit.
Totally,
it's all about the
you read that in your head. And you don't read it with the right inflection.
Picture it. You've never watched an X-Men episode in your entire life. You see Gambit off the bat. You start reading his storyline. You go, what a creepy fuck. He charms chicks, steals things, and then just throws things at people and blows shit up. What an asshole.
And like I find like most of the X-Men's powers have that weird like curse, but like it makes sense for the character.
Yeah,
like
the
in that
Thorn
world,
of the Rose.
It's like that weird secular. They have this power, but their personality reflects this way. And da da da.
Yeah.
He's a card shark. He plays. What is charging stuff to let it explode? Like, is that? What's the metaphor there?
There's no real tie. And the only thing, like, I can see the charming. Maybe he could do like a bluff. But even than that, he only really uses
like everything. Maybe he holds on to eventually just fucking blows up in his face. Maybe that's the personality.
Hey, that's actually really good. Yeah,
but that isn't reflected in his character.
Where's your hidden mess? Yeah,
nothing ever blows up his face. He gets with Rogue.
No, he doesn't though. He has a tainted love. He the one girl he wants, he can't have.
Yeah, but eventually they become together.
Yeah, but not
because she starts
not together.
No. No. I think
zing.
There's like what do you call it? They like lead you to believe that they're in a relationship by the end of the series.
No, but even if they are though, they can't touch she can't touch. Like he's the kind of guy that can swindle his way and get anything.
Yeah, they have bodysuits. You can get away.
They have bodysuits. They gotta have kryptonite condoms or something.
If I could get in a relationship with Rogue, and the only drawback was, we can never touch. I'd be like, it's called latex. It's called a fucking leggings. Put like a onesie on.
She wears those gloves. I'm sure those are thick enough.
Yeah.
Like how big's this guy? Like wiener. The other weird thing about this is anyone seen the Last Stand with Leech?
They have the sorry to cut you off.
No,
I want to finish this fucking Rogue thing. They have the collars. Just slow up a collar on her. And then go to town.
Holy shit. High five.
Yeah. Like, it's not
like,
an
fuck
issue.
condoms. I got a cock ring that'll save your
Yeah,
life.
exactly. It's not a fucking issue.
That's amazing. High five! We gotta write this. So we gotta write Stanley.
But they...
hello, Genosha collars.
But I believe they do, like, kind of give you that impression that they're together by the end of the series. So there's never, like... You never see anything that he's holding on to or anything that he's attached to, like blowing up in his face because of his lies and his stealing.
Yeah, I think if anything, it's kind of like because he's... it's the tainted love the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, he's so suave and he could get any girl. He could get her, but he can't. Like, he can get her, but he can't touch her, you know? Like,
yeah.
It's
but I mean, that's more her arc. That has nothing to do with him.
Of course it does. Of course it's him, because he's the kind of guy that can get any... He has hypnotic charm as a power. He can get any girl.
No, but I mean, from the basis of his...
He can't get
relationship to his powers. There's no connection to his powers to his personality unless you throw in Rogue. So if he never meets Rogue, there's no real metaphor that fits his powers versus his personality.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So without Rogue as a factor, it's no catalyst.
Exactly. To a good, like, you know, he's healing and he lives forever, but
he's
again because he loses everybody he loves and they all die around him.
He's also a dick and no one wants to be around him.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And he pushes people away because he lives forever and he doesn't want to have those connections, but for some reason lets himself fall.
He tucks his belt in. What a goof.
His belt.
Yeah, or his belt. His tie into his belt. Oh, now it's not tucked in. Whoa. So that's Leech. So Leech has the power to heal or remove people's mutant powers.
He's Rogue, but he has like more control over it, right?
He can't steal anything. He can just basically like numb your powers, but he's got magical abilities too. Like he's got like a telekinetic ability.
Oh, so he's like that kid from the movie.
He's exactly
yeah. Around him, like mutant powers don't work.
Yeah, that's exactly.
But does he have to like suck them out like Rogue, or does he just standing next to him?
In the movies, just standing next to them. In this, I've never heard. I think like it's more like a spell. Like it's like a magic, like a forge style. Haha, it's Aquaman.
That guy, like, everybody else is wearing clothes. You're just rocking in a Speedo there.
He's like, it's hot!
I worked for these abs. I'm going to show them.
Has you ever been in the fucking New York subway system? It's fucking hot down
any
here.
subway systems. Anything underground. You'd think there'd be steam and hotness.
Jesus, he did have, like, air or something. It's pretty brutal. I like,
you
know what's interesting about these Sentinels and the ones in the, like, the circles? You know, they did.
They look like they plug in something.
Well, the circles in the cartoons are just there for whatever. Yeah, they are the plugins, I think, because if you on one of them they have a mastermind or something like that or whatever.
Yeah.
The big master mold. That's what it is. But in the movies,
he's in my room.
Cool. That in the movies, that circle is their jet propulsion system. Which, in my opinion, for jet propulsion, Age of Ultron, he did it. He does it too. He's got them in on the backs of him and on the backs of his legs instead of Iron Man, where they're in his arms and hands. If you're gonna make a fucking jet propulsion system, why would you put them in the weakest members of your body, like
this and
your arms and your legs? Like you have to really hold yourself. Like really, sure you'll get ripped doing it.
They double as like offensive weapons as well, and I understand that. But you'd think there'd be something on his back to stabilize him.
That's your core, dude. That's your core. Like so, they did the Sentinels properly in the new or the Last Stand or not the Last Stand, the Days of Future Past.
Oh, with like the jet ends and
because that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, the circles in the chest, they kept the design relatively the same. So the circles in the chest are still there, but those circles are actually their propulsion system.
I was really like, okay, well I'll say it. Spoilers for Apocalypse if you haven't seen it yet. If you're watching this,
close your ears.
Future, then you should have seen it already.
Yeah, come on, man. It's been out for 3 days. Where have you been?
Oh,
no, not you, them.
Yeah, but it's been out for like a week in like other parts of the world too.
Oh, come on. If you can hear us all the way in Tokyo Stan, in Germania.
The end when you do see that glimmer for half a second of some Sentinels walking in a row, I was like, okay, that's fucking
so danger.
Great.
Yeah, dude.
Like it's fucking phenomenal ending. Like I was so stoked. It's like definitely like a ride straight up a hill kind of
We're
thing.
gonna end up we should do one more episode and then just go spoiler town.
Yeah.
Okay, here it goes. All cards on the table. Man.
Yeah, because we'll probably watch a few of these.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. I like her. I can't remember who she is though. What her name?
It's like Flatman from Marvel.
I am Tapeworm Girl.
Squirrel Girl, Flatman, and there's a Berta, I think.
Oh, have you ever
the female version of the Blob?
Dog Welder. Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a female.
Yeah, Roseanne Arnold.
She's a good. I think it's his sister or something. I can't remember.
Oh, that's kind of cool. It runs in the family. Yeah, Boy CD does kind of run. That kind of glandular problem would run in the family.
And like the Summers, like they both have like energy. Yeah. From another dimension that they can like pour it out of part of their body.
Oh, is that how it actually comes from?
It's a fourth dimension crap thing that they explain. Yeah.
So I hated Cyclops.
So that's why it's like what do you call it? Unlimited amount of energy. He can just open his eyes and it goes for fucking ever because it's like fourth dimensional sucking from like a different dimension. Yeah.
Did you hear that, Focals? Cyclops is definitely one of the stronger X-Men. That's nice.
Oh yeah, he's like top 10 of like normal tiered mortals in X-Men.
Yeah, because a lot of people that use their powers, like a lot of their powers come from ambient energy, not to go.
Yes, they're sucking it from somewhere in our reality, so there's a limit to it.
Yeah, they get it and then they disperse it and then it wears them out, right? Like they're tired. Like for example, Banshee gets tired after screaming for a while, but that's that's a given. Nightcrawler can only teleport so many people for so long
until and he gets exhausted. Yeah, and body passes out.
Yeah. It's kind of cool.
Okay, yeah, we'll
do it.
I'll save that for
Covered in Scorpions.
The next episode. I was just about to launch into a bunch of apocalypse shit, but
I'm gonna
stop it right now.
Cool. That'd be one of the coolest things to go to a Comic-Con and then see I was gonna say it'd be cool to go to a Comic-Con and dress up as Wolverine covered in scorpions, and then go with someone that's like an old lady. And then they'd be like, "Dude, you're from episode 5.
Oh yeah,
X-Men Uncanny. Dude, that's amazing." Like those.
When you are walking around there and you see some obscure thing that you get, and you're like, "Oh," and like the guy's like, "Yeah, you're like one of." Like,
I did this for you.
Yeah, I did this for you and 12 other people that were gonna be here. I knew you were gonna be here.
And then they go up to Stan Lee and he has no idea, and you're just super offended. Callisto, that's another one that a great Morlock, but. I like how they added them into the Last Stand. You know, the one of the higher powered beings. You know, ability to read mutant powers from afar and all that kind of stuff. Very fast. That I never touched in.
Oh, okay. Well, remind me you said that about because you're talking about Apocalypse again.
No, I'm actually talking about Last Stand the Last Stand. Callisto is the girl with the labret and she's like super fast and running around and she can read people's powers. Magneto runs into her at that giant. Mutant gathering where they're all talking about the cure.
Oh, and okay,
Spike's there, and Magneto and
Whoa, that guy had a hole in his.
Yeah, that's Ape. Ape has the ability to shapeshift. He has like more. It's not a shapeshifting. It's more like molecular control of his body. That. Yeah. He can like not only shapeshift, but he can like not like morph. Who can literally.
Is this like DC's Clayface? This guy.
That guy I don't know. That's just he just can kind of control muck. He's apparently really greasy. He looks like he's very Redbridgey.
Yeah, DC fucking gets all in a huff because they think they have too many characters and it's too confusing and they gotta revamp it every goddamn time.
Marvel Universe, yeah.
I know, the mutants there's like, just the mutants alone, there's hundreds.
Yeah, you got like superheroes like Spider-Man, and then you got like a superhero grouping where it's like the Avengers, then you got like mutants, X-Men, unlimited. Everybody, like, there's like 1 in every 10 people is a potential super villain or hero. That's awesome!
Yeah.
Like, and the powers are crazy.
There was also a comic I read too that explained that like the mutants are the majority, but like most mutants, it's powers that don't manifest themselves in a way that even they understand they're doing it. Huh. Like it's just like a mild like telepathy. You can't read people's minds, but you're just really good at emotional cues and good at like fucking feeling people's emotions. But you're a little bit Xavier. It doesn't register on the scale of being a mutant like Xavier.
That's kind of like Domino's superpower. She has like the ability to. She has super good luck as well.
Yeah, something like that. You wouldn't really be able to tell or quantify, be able to do that. But most people on the planet do have some sort of that.
That's very interesting. Like if you even look at that in real life, there are a lot of people that I just seem to have really good luck when I focus on this. And then you actually get those weird videos on the internet where there's a monk making a fire with his hand. It's fucking not like, and you're like, it's interesting. The cool thing to think about that is a lot of these movies take place in like the 90's and like not even the millennium, so we're still not up to 2016.
Yeah, they're really treating their audiences like fucking morons still.
Well, hey, you never know, man. Give or take, it could be just another couple more movies, and it's going to be like a huge opening. It would have been so much better if they did Civil War that way. Spoiler.
You know what? I As much as I like that airport scene, I gotta say I think I might like Apocalypse better than Civil War.
No.
Yeah.
I don't want to say the spoiler, but
no, we'll wait. We'll save for Civil War and for Apocalypse. We'll save any major spoilers to the next episode. But I'm saying it right now. I'm pretty sure I could argue that Apocalypse is a better movie.
Yeah. That's cool. That's your opinion, and I'm gonna let you have it.
There's, I can say this. The reason I hate the Nolan universe is, well, the fact that he indiscriminately kills people is kind of stupid, and doesn't really do much detective work.
Mm-hmm.
But my major issue is 1 10-second spot in this middle of the second movie, when Joker tosses, what's her name, out the window. And Batman jumps out the window to save her. Catches her.
Okay.
And instead of hooking over to the next building, he drops 60 stories, turns his back and lands on a car. And then turns to her and goes, "Are you okay?" And she says, "Yeah, I'm fine." It just breaks the universe completely for me, and all 3 movies are garbage because of that one scene.
So that's a Batman movie? I thought we were talking about Civil War.
Yes, but I mean that's the reason why I think there's a part like that in Civil War that makes me hate the movie so much.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, but I won't say that until
that's fine. I get you. I think that's see, there's Ape. See how he acts very apey. There's another episode.
He reminds me of Beast Man from DC, or not Beast Man, Beast Boy.
Oh, cool. Yeah, he's can he do all the cool shit he can do, like stretch?
Beast Boy is basically just animals. But he has that kind of, he's always a monkey
premise,
and he spends a lot of his time as a monkey. So
there's an episode where it's like it's a X-Men Christmas episode, and Ape and Leech are one of the main characters in the episode.
Oh, that's like the later seasons, right?
Yep. And Ape actually talks a lot. He actually talks like an ape. It's really funny.
Did they syndicate the last couple seasons of this? I never really saw them too much growing up as a kid. I saw these first couple seasons over and over again. But the last couple seasons, not so much.
I can't quite remember.
Because I remember vaguely that Christmas episode you're talking about. They're like rebuilding the mansion after it's been destroyed for some reason, and it's around Christmas.
And then I guess Leech gets sick or something like that.
Yes, and everybody starts getting sick, right? They're catching what Leech has.
I think so. Yeah. And they need someone to help them.
And Jubilee has to go out in the snow and find people, and it's like a whole.
I think it starts off with Scott.
I can't believe we haven't just talked about this yet, but they're fighting with lightsabers. They just had a big battle with lightsabers there.
That was a lightsaber battle.
Yeah.
Between 2 chicks, hot chicks. Well, one's hot.
He looks so stupid without his visor.
He looks so lame. He's like, oh.
Yeah. Never take your visor off again.
Yeah, ever. And fix that cowlick. And untuck your shirt. What are you doing? How are you not having...
It's the 90s. Everybody tucked in their
shirts. You had the plague. Oh, what kind of outfit is that? It's a fucking sweet outfit is what that is.
It's a weird departure they've taken from other superhero movies, other superhero shows of the time. Everybody does it now, but you never used to see the heroes outside of the costume. On a team.
Yeah,
the Justice Society, they were always fucking in their costumes, cruising around together.
Yeah, that's actually true. And the Deadpool movie, if you haven't seen that yet, and if you haven't seen that, it's fucking out.
Yeah, we don't need to worry about spoilers for that.
How come Colossus could not take... you're eating cereal, dude.
That was another thing.
You're eating cereal.
That was another Nathan, that got the Sinister thing, right? That was a lead up to the Sinister. Mr. Sinister.
What was the...
Jean Grey and Cyclops walked in the room and they found their photo ripped in half.
Oh, yeah. No, that was...
or was that Wolverine that
That's Wolverine fucks off. Yeah, because then the next one he goes to... I remember.
I always forget about this stupid CG.
This is new, because I remember this is the newer thing. Oh, good times. So,
yeah, that was episode 5.
That was episode 5.
Start episode 6 here. I'm going to restart timer here for you guys. Pause that. Drag it back.
Man, this is great.
Episode.
It'd be cool if they could do. If they could cue in Genosha to some movie. Really, Magneto's supposed to own.
Oh,
Genosha.
that would be a great if you're gonna do a trilogy with the new team. Okay, yeah,
They already introduced.
From this point on, we're going to spoil all the X-Men
now
movies.
Now we're going to basically talk about
it's Civil War.
All the movies that tie in, all the things that theories.
The whole movie of Civil War is great right up to the last 5 minutes when Tony Stark decides that a brainwashed victim of Hydra and Nazis is responsible for his mother's death and has to kill him, even though he knows he's a brainwashed victim and he's Captain America's friend.
Yeah, he went emo.
He should have went really angry for a very short period of time, and then Captain America should have, dude, Tony, he's been screwed up. He's been brainwashed. Like, don't you remember this? He's like, okay.
He should have chose logic
over
emotion.
It shouldn't have been, I'm going to kill this man. Yeah. No. Hydra's done. He was just as much a victim as you were, having your mother killed. Just because he pulled the trigger or strangled your mother or whatever. Like, and people are like, well, it's his mom, man. He's mad. Yeah. It went off way too long, and it ruined... I hated Tony Stark at the beginning of this. I hated Iron Man at the beginning of this. I'm totally Team Cap all the way. Yeah. At the very end of it, I was like, okay, well, now he's just an evil man. He's out for revenge for his mother. It's like if Batman decided to go around killing people. Yeah. Because his mother got killed. That's not a hero. That's a villain.
Yeah. It's a vigilante. I guess what they were trying to do with that whole... I agree with you totally, man. That was one of the weakest fucking points ever. It's so lame, and it's such a shitty... It really just... It says... It puts Tony Stark in himself in a very, very shitty situation. Like...
Yeah.
And... Because he almost redeemed himself when he was like, you know what, I was wrong. And then it was like, no,
that's what I mean.
He killed my mom.
Yeah.
Fuck, he was so close. And I guess what they...
That line was so, like, delivered so epically and hard. You're like, really?
What they were...
You're such a baby.
I think there was a lot of, like, they were trying to put in this this deep-seated, unresolved emotional trauma with him losing Pepper because of Iron Man and because of, like, the Avengers. And because of Ultron, hear me out. Yeah. And then he was his only way of because he's kind of an unstable guy anyways. Anybody who drinks as much as he does, cheers, is a little bit emotionally unstable and an alcoholic with a fucking an unlimited amount of money and a unlimited amount of power and an ego as big as his already.
He owns all the booze in the world already.
He has his own. He has an arc reactor. He doesn't have to pay Hydro. He has enough money that if he fucks up a city, he has a Stark fund to fix it. Yeah. And yet, Civil War, they were like, no, fuck it.
People in the Marvel Universe should be begging for a disaster to happen in the city because Stark's going to come in and make the city better before it was.
I'd love to see him on fucking Judge Judy. Just love to see him on Judge Judy. So my point being is... they were trying to give him this emotional trauma that this and Captain America was the linchpin, if not catalyst, to his insanity or insanity, which...
I might be thinking about this too smartly or thinking the characters in the movie are smarter than I'm giving credit for, but I always assumed that everybody who knew about the Winter Soldier just assumed he killed Tony Stark's dad and parents. Because they knew, like 3 movies ago, that Tony Stark's parents were assassinated by Hydra. And they also found out that the best assassin Hydra ever had was the Winter Soldier.
And it's around the same...
Yeah, everybody knows those 2 facts, and nobody...
Put it together.
Went, and drew a line between those 2 fucking things in their head.
No one touched naughty parts with them together.
Yeah, I just... And when it came out and everyone was so shocked and fucking... Captain America, first of all, didn't know 100%. So why would he tell Tony? And then Captain America, that's the one fault I can say in him. He says, yes, I did know. No, you assumed. I'm assuming everybody assumed. Why is everybody blaming Captain America for not telling people?
He could have said, yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know for sure.
He did say that. He said it wasn't 100%. He's like, you knew. He's like, well, yeah, I knew. Because everybody should have known. Everybody should have made this assumption and jumped in logic. Just because Tony Stark didn't make that assumption and take that jump in logic, he gets the right to be pissed off and kill his fucking mother. Or kill the guy who happened to pull the trigger on his mother.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to cathartic the shit out of everything that was going on.
I know, but it's such a loose reasoning for murder.
It is very, very...
For a hero.
It is very... it is very condemning as a character, It really... But at the same time, Tony Stark... through the Iron Man character...
Batman had a better reason for trying to kill Superman.
The funny thing about that... The story on why Batman decided to do what he did and why Tony Stark decided to do what he did, they were fucking identical... Almost scene for scene in the movies.
Tony and Captain.
No, the way the lady approached Bruce Wayne, and then the way the lady approached fucking Tony Stark, it was like, are you fucking kidding me, man? They're literally standing in two areas.
Yeah, it's like the same scene. Yeah.
This is whack. This is like Bush versus. This is like Clinton or Obama versus fucking Romney. This is like. Like now Clinton versus Trump. This is some fucking great, like, straight up.
So that's my argument for why I think Apocalypse is better than Civil War.
Okay.
Civil War has a better. It's more enjoyable to run. It's a more structured and easy on the brain because it makes sense basically. Other than it doesn't. It's make
spoiler
sense.
work. So what? What made
it's
it
good on the
for
eyes. It's good on the eyes and it's great, but when you think about any aspect of it for more than 30 seconds, you're like, well, that's fucking stupid. The decisions anybody makes is, if you think about it, on the surface, they make sense, but just under the first layer, it starts getting stupider and stupider. So you're like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Why would they do that? They wouldn't make that decision. They wouldn't say that. Why would they do it that way? Why is he even acting this way? Like, every single decision, it's such a paper thing. But that fucking layer shines like fucking... like staring into the sun. Yeah. That fucking, it's a great ride. That fucking airport scene is awesome.
That's what
the fight with Tony Stark and Captain America and the Winter Soldier. The three of them is so great. The Giant Man thing.
I literally stood up in the theaters. I was like, oh my gunt.
One thing, again, we're in total spoilers. They should have killed Rhodey or Rhodes, whatever his name is, Iron.
In the comic books, they kill
War Machine. They should have killed War Machine.
Yeah, in the comic books, who dies? It's a big fight between the two.
Well, it's some like B-level Goliath.
It's Goliath. It's the giant. He's like a giant man.
Somebody nobody knows.
He fights Ant-Man, but Vision is the one that kills him.
He's the Ant-Man, but with no tininess. He just can go big.
Yeah,
he can't go small.
And he happens to be.
And I think it's Thor, a robot Thor, that kills him.
It is robot Thor. Because they.
Because Mr. Fantastic and Iron Man clone Thor, because at this point Thor's dead.
Yeah. And
they make like a robot Thor, and like they think that's a good idea.
Yeah, if anybody really wants to like really watch like or really get into the actual Civil War series or the Civil War story, I should say, just go to your local library and get it's free. You can get comic books for free from the local library, and if they don't have what you want, they can get it from any library in Ontario, and they'll get it for you, and then they'll tell you when it's in. But yeah, Civil War, read it. It is a way better story. It's got all the mutants in it, all the superheroes, all the superpowers. Because really, if you're
I was saying this before we started, that it's like the end of a universe. It's just before they reboot and start over, like they do every 6 months now.
Okay.
So it's like a fully fleshed out universe with all the heroes that you know and love. They're all established. They're all there, and then Civil War happens.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, it's fucking fantastic.
But these heroes are like, these heroes have been around forever. It's so great. It's beautiful. It's lovely. Speedball.
Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna watch some.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna continue talking about the spoilers, but we're gonna start the episode here. Yeah, we started. Oh wait. There you go. Oh yeah, it was Wolverine. I missed that part. We were talking about shit.
You got all cranky pants.
Yeah, and he ripped the page up.
He basically went Facebook on it.
he disliked that.
He's like, I'm just gonna fucking delete myself on Facebook. Weird. Look, so Gambit's got an upside down pentagram on his chest, in the collarbone. If you guys did not know that, that'd be a cool tattoo.
He has the stupidest mask ever.
That's cool.
It doesn't make
his
any sense.
His mask is the same as Cyclops' mask. It's the exact same as Cyclops' mask.
It doesn't cover the top of his head, so it can't be for heat.
Same as Cyclops.
It doesn't cover his face, so it can't be for trying to.
Same as Cyclops.
Cyclops doesn't have a.
He does too when he's in his blue outfit. You'll see. Previously,
no, he just has the visor and he has his hair up.
And it's got this blue thing that goes around it. The original one had the one that went on the top, but no, the new. Yeah, you'll see. You'll see. One in the squint. Yeah, watch. Look at. See?
Oh yeah, it does go up to the visor.
Covers his ears.
Okay, well both of their goddamn masks are stupid.
Is the mask muffling my ears? Do you have a mask on? Can you hear me? Yes. Yeah, that's cool. I like how his powers are basically like from a fourth dimension.
Oh yeah. What I wanted to continue on with the whole why Apocalypse is better is there aren't any. The motivations make sense for everybody.
Everything's realistic.
I hate the fact that they give Magneto a family just to kill him in the first 20 scenes, so he has a reason to become all evil again.
Yeah, that sucks.
It's so stupid. He should be
the
Apocalypse should be a good enough talker to be able to convince Magneto to join him without having his family killed.
Yeah, he's Apocalypse.
Yeah, fuck exactly. He's Apocalypse.
I thought Apocalypse's powers were totally diminished. That was garbage.
Yeah.
Like, for a guy who's lived since the beginning of time,
and why hasn't he it doesn't seem like he brainwashed the Horsemen.
He didn't brainwash anybody. He
No.
convinced them.
Exactly, which is stupid. He has the power to fucking brainwash them. Why doesn't he just control them?
It does explain how those mutants got their extreme abilities, though. Like Storm is she's always been a very strong weather controller or whatever you want to call it. Like,
and he does that in the comics too. In his cartoon, he vamps up everybody's powers and turns them into like gods,
demigods.
But he also controls their brains. He brainwashes them.
Yeah.
They can't disobey him.
Yeah, that's true. But the powers stay. That's the interesting thing. So I wonder if Professor X.
They do in the comic book.
Magneto has the ability to move an insanely large amount. I was thinking about that. How great of a meme would it be? When Age of Ultron, when I'm done, everything on this earth that will be left will be metal, and then underneath it's fucking Age of Apocalypse. It's Apocalypse purging all the metal from the ground. Who wins there, huh?
Do you watch Film Theory or Game Theory? It's a YouTube channel.
Negator.
He does this film theory on Magneto, and he basically explains exactly why how Magneto's powers works in the movie, and how they're explained, and why everything he does makes complete fucking sense from the first movie.
Interesting.
What is it called? Just X-Men, and all the way to Apocalypse. Basically, his powers are consistent, and the people that are like, "Oh, bullets don't." He can't control bullets because bullets aren't made out of metal that is magnetic.
Yeah,
and they're like,
shit like that.
And you're like, yeah, but he doesn't control any bullets. If you watch the movie,
magnetic fields.
He deflects one bullet. He deflects a few bullets in First Class, but he doesn't control them. That's how fucking Xavier gets it in the spine. Yeah. He's just deflecting them and he's not controlling them. Yeah. He's waving the atmosphere in front of them to deflect them. He's not controlling the bullets.
Yeah.
And there's one bullet he controls in the first movie when he's burying it in that guy's head.
Just thinking, yeah.
And he goes into this thing. Oh, you should watch the video. It's great. But apparently, urban cops in big cities that shoot at night case their bullets in nickel. So it's like a tracer, so you can see where you're firing, you can see the bullet, so it's reflective.
Interesting.
And that has enough magnetism so he can control it. So he picks the one bullet out of all those guns. Remember, he raises all the guns up?
He's sure
pointing it at the cops.
I'm sure a lot of those cops would have them, though, not even just the one. But
no, but he's holding shotguns at them, too.
Yeah.
So shotgun pellets, if he fires that shotgun, he can't control that shit. So he fires the one bullet that he knows is nickel-plated, and he controls it into that guy's head to get Xavier to stop him from...
No way. I would have easily said he just encases the bullet in a magnetic field and just... because by this point in time...
But I mean, that's... You don't know if they're actually thinking that hard about it, the actual people making the movie, but if they are, that's very awesome attention to detail.
So earlier I was going off to my friend. I was actually going off to my friend Sean about this interesting little... I went and saw Age of Apocalypse 2 nights ago, and then the next day I was hanging out, and sure enough, Origins and The Last Stand are on TV.
Oh no, crap! Cool.
And so
the 2 worst X-Men movies ever.
Well, quite literally. So I'm just gonna say, use them as a great example of how movies can just suck at bring stuff together. So in the movie The Last Stand, Charles and Magneto, probably in their 40s, find Jean Grey when she's 12 or 13. They go to her house or whatever, preteen.
Yeah.
And she's moving cars and all this kind of shit. And then it's cool. They're like, okay, we want to recruit you, for Age of Apocalypse. And we want to recruit you for Age of Apocalypse. We want to recruit you for the X-Men or whatever. And Charles and them, they're old, eh? And that's the other thing. Magneto, he does look significantly large. He looks significantly older than Charles. And which makes sense. He was a kid in the Second World War.
Yeah, and he wasn't a young kid.
Yeah, he was
8, 9.
Yeah, that's something that really has to...
That means he's born in the late 30s at the very earliest.
Yeah, he's a fucker. He's an old fucker. So, in that movie when they go and meet Jean, she's like preteen, like 13, you know, clearly young, and then. You know,
that's a very vague timeline too, though. Time period.
Well,
they never really say what time, what year that is.
Well, Patrick Stewart's there, and he is a bit younger though. They do, and they do is a bit younger.
Just like in real life, Patrick Stewart's look like he's 90 since the 80s. So
he's never changed.
Yeah, he never changed.
Yeah, he's just perfect.
Sorry, go on.
And then Age of Apocalypse, like I'm gonna say it, 16 or like she's like what 18 years old in the school. Yeah. She's about 18 years old, and. She's already in the school. She's probably been there maybe about a year. And then both Magneto and the professor they're there hanging out. And it's McAvoy and... McAvoy, sorry. And then young ass Magneto. Like they're super young. They're in like their 30s.
Uh-huh.
Like what the fuck?
Doesn't make any sense.
Explain that. The biggest Wookiees one, do not live on Endor.
Yeah, the biggest one is why Cyclops in X-Men Wolverine Origins at Weapon X. And then, like, it has to be 20 years later, still in high school.
Yeah, and he's younger. Yeah, and then.
But the only defense I've ever heard that makes any sense, and this is the most Star Trek answer you can ever think of, is Days of Future Past created butterfly effect time. We're watching like a shattered timeline. We're not watching a consistent one because Days of Future Past fucked the timeline so hard. I think we're not watching two. Oh shit!
No, that's a cheers, dude.
We're not. We're not watching a consistent break like Back to the Future.
Yeah.
One timeline versus another. We're watching like a muddied water mess of shatteredness that is just like they fucked everything up by traveling back in time and giving Wolverine memories of the future for 3 days, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. And then like, hey, I'm gonna say another one too because I think you're right. And I think a lot of the people, like a lot of everyone, kind of agree that was the. Days of Future Past was basically the world's best backspace for that entire everything.
And it's like a what do you call it? Sorry, I lost it. Go ahead.
Cool. No, hey man, it was a great thing. So in X-Men Origins, you got Stryker. Okay, he's in his 40s, early 50s, older, you know, and he finds Wolverine and Creed, and they're all like hanging out after they've been executed a bunch of times, and they're sitting in that little internment camp, and they got a rat on their shoulder, and he's like, would you like to be part of something bigger? And he's like, yeah, cool. So they recruit him for Weapon X, they do their thing, they travel around for a while. He ends up giving the adamantium program in X-Men Origins, all cool, everything's great. In Age of Apocalypse, Wolverine escapes the Weapon X program with Jean Grey's help. Jean Grey as a kid, 18. However, Stryker is like
20s,
the young version of Stryker. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, and that's how he actually gets out of the program. I can totally see that. Like, he breaks through the system and all that kind of stuff. He doesn't actually escape. He gets caught. He somehow gets caught.
But you're right. Even in this Apocalypse movie, he should have been like old and grayed around the eyes. It's been 20 years since the events of
Wolverine.
No, Stryker.
Oh, yes, absolutely, yes.
Yeah, he should. They don't even try to attempt to make him look old. We're not watching this at all. Is that Fish?
What the hell?
Is Wolverine...
Is that girl got her hair in braids? Is he already
all of a sudden, I started paying attention, and Wolverine is
that baby blue? That baby was blue. Is that a Boston Bruins hat?
He went to camp. He went to like the Northwest Territories.
Yeah. So to recap, I guess what ended up happening is Wolverine got all way over Jean Grey and Scott, which happens a lot. He doesn't have Facebook, so he can't just deactivate his account like the rest of us. So he goes to fucking Canada to go and like find himself again.
He goes on walkabout.
He goes on a big walkabout to the middle of nowhere. He runs into an Inuit camp where everyone likes to have fires and throw each other on the only bed sheet that they have, the one fucking bed sheet. His hair is still perfect, and his sideburns are still great, and he doesn't have a razor, and that shirt probably reeks like piss.
Oh yeah.
This guy's got a Boston Bruins hat.
Of course, there's the one big guy, the alpha male, that doesn't like him.
Yeah, he comes out here because he just needs to find peace, and he ends up finding peace. But of course, like we saw earlier, who follows him? Sabretooth in a weird ass leotard that never made sense.
Which he has a healing factor. He doesn't have an anti-cold factor. Like, come on, you're a leotard. You're in the middle of fucking Arctic.
Constantly healing frostbite.
Yeah,
it's just that's why I move so slow and I talk so weird. Jesus Christ, he's got a mane on the top of his neck. And the funny thing about Sabretooth is I never put this together up until more recently. Sabretooth is a cat. His powers are cat related. Oh, I know that sounds so lame, but
the one
so
thing
big.
is like
Cats aren't.
This guy doing the film theories pointed this out. You see in Days of Future. The only smart thing that X-Men Origins does, Wolverine Origins, whatever you fucking want to call it, is at the very end, Stryker shoots Wolverine in the head with adamantium bullets like 5 times.
Yeah.
To destroy his memory.
Yeah, his... Is that my bike? Is someone stealing my bike?
No.
Oh. I know it's over there.
Oh.
It's like a fart, it just keeps traveling. So what?
Alright, so what was I saying?
I can't remember. Something about Stryker shooting out. Oh yeah, Wolverine, adamantium bullets.
Oh yeah. So that's actually what would happen,
Brain-
according to his powers.
Brain goes back, memories don't. Deadpool, on the other hand.
Yes, exactly. The brain will come back, but the memories won't.
Deadpool, on the other hand, different. His memories grow back.
Really?
Yeah.
He shouldn't.
He can grow back from a head.
Yeah, but it's still they shouldn't.
But if
his brain has to grow back, because his brain's completely obliterated, then technically, even because he wakes up and he has no memories.
Some things are greater than science, Harry.
Yeah, I know.
I'm touching his breast right now.
If it erases your memories, then he should be a baby. He should have the mind of the date you're born.
Here's the other cool thing.
Shouldn't he? He shouldn't just be like, what's going on?
According to the Deadpool theory, is his powers are derived from his cancer. Here's something I want to make. I'll make a point. Actually, I'll make this point after because it has a lot to do with
because his healing factor is constantly fighting the cancer.
The blue goop is what I want to say. So he has constant.
Oh yeah.
Cancer is an interesting thing. Cancer is just cells that don't know where to go in your body. It's like you have a cell that wants to go somewhere, like skin cell, hair cell, blah blah blah. Hair cell. That's actually a dead cell. So. You know, so I guess what ends up happening is, from what I've been told, and if I'm wrong, that's awesome. So I just sound so stupid. So these cells that don't know where to go, so they just end up hanging. They just go to some part of the body for whatever this kind of tumor, I guess, or cancer, and then they end up making a tumor. So like Deadpool's got like all these tumors in his body, and he doesn't. But so his like everywhere. So his his cells keep growing all the time. So his cells keep regenerating and making new him. So if there's like some sort of like cellular memory, maybe some of his memory act like whatever.
So like the very in-depth memories that you've been doing all the time, those ones stick around.
Well, you can see the back of Wolverine's head and his hair and what it looks like. That's weird. It looked like Ace Ventura. But yeah, basically, that's what I'm trying to say. That, and also he
okay, so like he can still remember like what food is and what the sky is and what the ground is, but he doesn't remember like whose name or.
No, I'm pretty sure he can remember everything. Like he can regenerate.
No, I'm talking about Wolverine.
Wolverine is different. Yeah.
So wait, so if Wolverine gets shot in the head and his memory or the Indubu Obligata or whatever the fuck holds your memories, and all his memories are wiped out. But they roll back. He should be a baby. They should have to teach him how to eat and have to wipe his ass and.
Depends on what gets knocked out, but yeah.
That's what I mean. If his head's completely obliterated, because it happens in the comics all the time. He grows back from a cell at one point. A single cell of blood of Wolverine.
See, there you go, Deadpool. Pull that one out of your ass. Deadpool got ate by a bunch of zombies one time, and then all the zombies turned into Deadpool.
Were they like connected, like the Borg?
That I don't know. I didn't read it. I just saw a thing, and then my friend who read the comic told me about it. Like, so that's why Deadpool's
even when he's just wearing his standard clothes, like everybody has to match and wear like a uniform. Like this guy is just cruising around and he's like all fucking fashioned up with the matching.
Him?
And same with Wolverine.
Well,
Wolverine's like wearing a blue outfit. They're all
this
like
guy
matching.
here, like he's also him and his buds have been hanging out in this area. They're anyway. They've been hanging out for like fucking.
Yeah, but I mean, like some people wear jeans and like normally, we don't look like we're matching, but we don't look like we're in a uniform. Like these are just their normal clothes.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the whole thing about cartoons. It just creates this.
The color palette is just so limited. It seems.
Yeah, I guess so. What the fuck are we talking about? Deadpool?
Oh god.
Cell generation?
Our conversation has been all over.
It's been great. Okay, so let's go back to Deadpool's cellular generation comes from the cancer cellular regrowth. So his memories can grow back because my main thing about that is he also exists he can recognize it's a fourth wall. So I think that's a huge calibration of everything, right?
See, I prefer She-Hulk. Her fourth wall breaks.
She breaks the fourth wall all the time, but she's aware that it makes her look crazy. Oh, really?
So she doesn't like
I never
hide it.
read.
Yeah, she's sane. She's not insane.
Hmm.
So like Deadpool is, but she's still aware that she's in a comic book and
Yeah.
people are watching her. So
Yeah.
she like looks at the audience every once in a while and like thinks to them and stuff. But she doesn't like let it. Occasionally she'll get like flustered and she'll start like screaming at a wall or something, and somebody like Spider-Man will look over and go like, "What's?" Well, I guess she's just stressed out.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. I
Yeah.
never actually didn't pay that much. I don't know too much about She-Hulk.
They're good. Like I think it's one of the best female centric comics. The She-Hulk comics.
Well then, that's cute. I'll check it out.
I can never read the Wonder Woman ones because they're so god awfully written.
Yeah, I think Wonder Woman was the best thing about that Batman and Superman movie. My personal opinion.
Yeah,
That movie
because,
was-
because she didn't say anything and she just showed up at the end and kicked that thing's ass and smiled about it. Unlike Batman and Superman, who just talked the whole time. Stupid.
It was like, Superman was just like, all right, cool.
Tell me why Wonder Woman was there, and don't tell me she wanted to fucking get that picture back from Lex Luthor, because who gives a fuck about that
No,
picture?
she was there because she needed help. She needed help from Batman asked her to help. She's like old school.
No, but I mean, why was she in Gotham in trying to get that picture in the first place? What possible need does she have of a digital copy of a picture that was taken 100 years ago that could be photoshopped? Like, it's not like she can...
Dude, she's an Amazonian. She knows shit about shit. She probably thought it was like stole her soul and she wanted it back.
I mean, that's still just because she's you're saying she's just stupid. That's
Sabretooth-
why.
Sabretooth doesn't have a fucking 6-pack. He's got a 2-8. That's insane.
A 2-8.
Like, dude, look at that mane.
Again, that's another thing. You work for it and you have that. You might as well wear spandex and show it off.
Okay, so
even if you are in the snow.
yeah. So at some point in time, I was gonna go off about some really interesting thing about the blue goop.
Oh yes.
The
How
blue
the-
goop. Anybody that's ever watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and
So this transcends.
this is a theory. It's a weird theory.
This is a theory that bridges the X-Men universe and the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
When I hear Marvel, I just look at this. I have a huge feeling Stan Lee's sitting back in his chair and he's like, everyone's got their own rights and all their this to that, but I have my connecting web of what would you call it? Loopholes?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So this theory basically.
yeah, go ahead.
So it basically starts with the fact that Apocalypse quite possibly has transferred his mind into a Kree warrior fallen from the past. That's the beginning of Apocalypse.
Well, what's
the ceremony he's transferring his body into as a Kree warrior. That's why he's blue and all fucked up looking.
What is Apocalypse before that? What would he be before that?
Well, because that's what he was doing, right? He was transferring his consciousness into new bodies.
Well,
basically.
let's look at the end of what was the end of the Days of Future Past. You see a young blue creature, a young blue guy moving pyramids.
Uh-huh.
Now,
You're saying that's not Apocalypse.
I'm saying that is Apocalypse.
Oh.
And I'm saying, and my theory is Apocalypse is a Kree being. And the reason why I think Apocalypse is a Kree being is because Apocalypse has been around since the beginning of the dawn of man, like before man was here. Now the Kree creature, like the Kree race, created humans and created the Inhumans.
Mm-hmm.
And
see, so what I'm saying is, when we see that flashback at the end of the credits, and he's young, he is a fallen Kree alien that has come down
and all like
to help Earth. He has 4 followers that are good. He's creating the pyramids.
I wouldn't say help, but
and
you
then,
know what I mean.
No,
Cleanse help. Yeah.
Then a mutant being that is one of his powers is he's able to take over people's bodies, takes over this blue bastard who's come down to help us.
Well, he has
and he is Apocalypse.
Yeah, he has. I'm assuming that the pyramids that he's building is the technology in which for him to transfer the bodies and over to. So he creates these beings. He creates the Inhumans. He creates mutants.
But what I'm saying
and then
is
he transfers his body into
the first mutant becomes basically a Kree, and then he either takes the attributes of him. That's what the beginning of Apocalypse is.
Mm-hmm.
Is him becoming more Kree, essentially.
Okay.
And so the first mutant is essentially half Kree.
Ah.
Spawning the fucking rest of the fucking theory of
totally
everybody's
missed the
blue.
episode.
Oh, whatever. This is the spoiler episode. We're talking about the movies.
I personally think that like he's a Kree. He's a fallen Kree. Or he's a Kree that got like he just banded the Kree race and he came to Earth, and then with this technology, or he discovered this technology, and then with this
and then he was taken over by Apocalypse.
No, he is Apocalypse.
No, I think he was taken over by the first mutant.
Who would be the first mutant?
Apocalypse.
But so where did Apocalypse come from?
He was just there.
Or
he started.
Because here's my
because there was mutants before Apocalypse.
No, there wasn't though. He was
who? Because the Four Horsemen.
Because what happened? Okay, well, okay.
That's what I'm thinking is
because
he's like a fallen angel that is taken over by a demon.
I thought the Kree created humanity through like evolving what was here, and then the Kree created the Inhumans, which is the first mutants.
And one of those would have been Apocalypse. But that took over a Kree.
Which would have been a half Kree.
Yes. And then he became joining the Kree and the mutants at some point after the Kree were experimenting on
this is very important. That's a very important fact. Now high five to that one.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought when you were talking about it.
Now the major point about that is the super soldier serum. The super soldier serum is a blue goop, to say the least. Okay?
And so wait, that is the first part of the theory. Now we're getting into the super soldier syndrome. We just finished episode 6. We're gonna go on to episode 7, and that'll probably be the episode
Slave Island, Genosha.
Oh, we're finally getting to it.
This is another good.
Did we say that on recording? My whole
rogue.
Yeah. We already said it. Okay.
Yeah, that's great. Even Cyclops too, man. You ever want to walk around with your fucking glasses off for a while and not see everything?
Hold on to a couple of those collars, Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus. Like they're great. They're great things to have. Who would not want a power suppressor? Yeah. Beast too, all going way. I gotta cut my hair.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Seriously, on X-Men.
God damn it. Okay, so I'm starting the timer now for the 3rd episode. And the episode is starting. Okay, yeah, so the first mutant is a Kree mutant hybrid, and the mutants were created by the Kree, and then one of the mutants took over a scientist or the leader of the Kree that were on Earth.
The Apocalypse is either Kree or half Kree, and that's a very big important part of like the whole Marvel universe, really, because like I said, the Krees created humanity, quote unquote, and created the Inhumans, first mutants. Not only that, but like the Kree are in a huge, massive fight with the Skrulls. Really,
that goes back thousands of years.
And there's
like when Earth was like just a baby, these people were fighting in starships.
Shape-shifting lizard-like aliens. Now, there's this theory in real life. Well, there's like this real life theory. There's this theory.
Or like talking about the center Earth theory with
the
lizards down there.
I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go. But there's this really funny theory about like how like humanity was created by this like super awesome like all-being race, and then they're fighting this lizard shape-shifting race. You know, like
I've heard that theory.
Yeah, so like this race that's super all-being and smart, and they created us, and then this lizard race that shapeshifts is attacking us, and they're trying to fight them. That's like Kree versus Skrull. It's fucking great. Anyways, moving forward. So you got this blue goop that's used
everywhere.
Captain America.
Every super serum syndrome, every basically good attempt at making a superhero, the Deadpool syndrome.
It brings out the mutant genes,
The mutant, the Winter Soldier syndrome.
Yes.
Serum. Is blue.
It'd be a great.
So in the Marvel universe,
this blue goop,
which we're saying is essentially synthetic Kree blood.
Yeah, and here's the why.
The human-created synthetic Kree blood.
And here's
that has been synthesized from mutants and science and
the
stuff because there is this ancient Kree blood back in humanity that is just and they're synthesizing the essence of that, which is essentially blue Kree blood.
Totally. So, and if anyone's ever watched the episode, the seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., spoiler alert, the last, why would they let Pyro keep his fucking pack?
That's a bunch of fucking, like, you can...
And how would Wolfsbane be able to maintain her wolf appearance, her feral-like appearance?
Without her powers.
With a collar on.
Yeah. So, but, like, Pyro...
And that's a lot, that's way too much to fill that fucking... And where's his ass crack?
Pyro,
look at that food man.
All Pyro has to do is like get a leak going in his tank and just get a spark and he can get a fire going.
Straight up, man. Just back up.
Just because he can't control it doesn't mean he can't burn the fucking place down to the ground.
Yeah, totally. So,
so the connecting thread.
So the agent at the end of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you find out that Agent Coulson and one of the other agents, Agent Coulson dies in the first movie of Avengers.
Yeah.
And and they bring him back to life using GH something serum. They don't know what it is. They end up finding out
it's a combination of robotics too, right?
Nope. They end up finding it out. They end up finding out that it is General. GH stands for General Host, and General Host is a fallen Kree.
Oh.
He goes into this chamber and they find out that it's a dead Kree, and the goop is like literally some sort of extract from the body, like his blood. So this Kree blood has been used throughout the entire Marvel universe to not only create mutants. First off, the Krees create mutants, so the Krees create man and mutants in their image, right? So superhumans, super beings, blah. Then they get this goop, and then they start giving it to like normal humans who are fine. You got Captain America, Winter Soldier.
So it's like unlocking their Kree potential almost.
It's a very, very interesting like.
But then if you connect that to the X-Men universe, that could mean that the X-Men universe is just happening at the same time in the same universe or a different timeline.
Yeah, because with those different I think those mutations are different. Those mutations are just
because like I said, everybody's the connecting thing is Apocalypse is Kree and everybody's blue in X-Men.
That's right.
Yeah. So in the X-Men is a timeline where they've fucked with the time so much that Captain America didn't happen. Wolverine or the rest of the Avengers didn't happen. That's how far it's part of the same universe, different timeline.
I think all the
Avengers is the one where Kree didn't come back. Sorry, the Marvel universe is where the timeline wasn't affected by Days of Future Past. No mutant ever came back. The mutants, it's just mystics. Mutants didn't take hold, and the Kree didn't affect them, and Mr. Sinister didn't make a bunch of different mutants. It's one timeline in the same universe where mutants just didn't become one, like we were talking about, 1 in every 10 people have a fucking mutant power. It's very small, so there's not this huge movement of mutant power. And like,
how is Blob able to bend that without his powers? Yeah, and how was he able to do that without his powers?
But in the timeline of the X-Men universe, that did happen. There was a movement because then humans and the Kree were a little better with their ability to create mutants, and all these things start happening with all these mutants. So there's no need for a super serum syndrome soldier, a super soldier serum. Yeah, program. There's no need for it because we have mutants. We can just suck the blood out of these mutants and make all these experiments, so Captain America never happens in that timeline.
Yeah, and they do even end up doing stuff like that in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Oh, Caliban. It's Caliban.
So that's
Domino? Is that fucking Domino? That's fucking Domino? That's Dom? Dude.
I think
that's Dom!
What the major point is, with this theory, they connect the fucking the two universes. That's the best part about it. It's the only theory that I've ever heard of that connects the two universes in even the loosest way.
The Kree?
No, the X-Men cinematic universe and the Marvel cinematic universe.
Damn it, I thought I was gone to something.
That Kree theory. The Kree theory is the crux of connecting those two universes.
That's what I'm saying. High five! I created a catalyst! Well, that's cool. Yeah, man. My personal opinion is I think just like this X-Men mutation thing is... I think the Avengers came out in right around the same time. Like, if you want to look at it in like a grand scheme timeline, when the Avengers superpowers started coming out, 60s, 50s, right?
Yeah.
And then they didn't really get big until like the 70s, and then mutations started happening.
That's what I mean. In the 60s and 70s, the mutations started. So there was a need for super program.
Maybe there was like some sort of like it's kind of like one of those like dimensional things you can't explain. It's like once. Who said it?
If there's a lot of mutants during the World War II, then we don't need Captain America. That timeline doesn't start up. The Avengers universe doesn't happen.
Just the powers weren't working like back then. Something must have happened to trigger something.
In the Marvel universe timeline, yes. Yeah. Something had to have happened in the 60s. Maybe LSD introduced into the water system.
Maybe all that fluoride just finally fucked shit up.
But in the X-Men universe, there was no need for that catalyst. We already had mutants in World War II. So there was no need for Captain America.
Yeah, I see. You're right. Okay, that's true. I never.
So there's some thing that splits off before World War II that allows the X-Men universe to have a bunch of mutants, but allows the Avengers universe not to. So there's something that happened probably during World War One that splits off those timelines and allows for World War II to be lousy with mutants in one timeline and allows... is that yours?
It's mine. Do you want to use it for your glasses? I apparently pulled it out with my beard. I accidentally pulled a beer out of my backpack and a glasses wifey came out with it, so I offered it to Harry son.
We're Four Eyes.
Weird Four Eyes. So I'm looking at how the fuck is Scott Summers here with not only a thing covering his ears, but like goggles covering his ears. And would you say that's a McAvoy or a Stewart? I would say McAvoy.
I would say the bald McAvoy from the end of Apocalypse.
Straight up.
So
is he really black?
How did McAvoy lose his hair?
Apocalypse tried to transfer himself over to McAvoy, and he was very
burnt off.
It was very close. He was like close to the transfer. So
because he was slowly turning into Apocalypse kind of thing. He was transferring his body over.
Yeah, that's the one thing that's cool. So Professor Xavier got his powers like amped up to the 9 through that. Same with Magneto. Same with Storm. Who else? Angel, if Angel ever comes back. Now he's Archangel. Warren Worthington, one of the greatest.
That was the coolest version of Archangel we've got so far.
Oh,
and Angel.
Look at that chip in the bottle. That's nice. That's like so thin.
Oh, very cool.
It would be a perfect bot.
That was the weird thing about... I didn't like when Nightcrawler fucked that guy's wings up. Angel. Like, he looks at Nightcrawler and says, like, we're both gonna die unless you fight, so we gotta give him a show, and then he fucks him up hardcore.
Well, he didn't know what to do.
Breaks his wings and shit.
He was scared.
That's like, but that's like ripping off a guy's arm. Like, that's fucking...
but he kept attacking him. He had those claws. All he was just, he won. He did good.
Oh, yeah, Nightcrawler definitely won that fight,
but
I'm saying he was brutal. Like, he definitely owes Worthington an apology for that shit.
I like how it's kind of lame that Worthington was listening to Metallica.
Oh yeah.
That was balls. God,
it was the 80s though.
Could you at least listen to Slayer if you're gonna listen to any shitty fucking metal band? No offense, but I'm not dissing Slayer. Slayer's not shitty. Sorry, I meant like, but if you're listening to a band, don't listen to a shitty band. That's what I meant.
That's one thing they tried to avoid with the movies was the Master Mold thing. They're like, we're not going to have a giant sentinel creating sentinels. That's just too stupid.
And they got Creed. So this guy here... So that's interesting. That's you got Creed on the other side. Creed is
the weird outfit guy.
Yeah, the guy that's dressed like Green Goblin.
Yeah. The ponytail guy? Oh, no, that guy.
Yeah, so Green... Who's this guy here? That is...
I want to say that he's
He's not from the Hellfire Club.
I was going to say that, but he's not. He can't be. Because the Hellfire Club doesn't come into
like Doctor Strange with long hair. That's gonna be a sick movie.
He does look like fucking. What's the Green Goblin's name?
Green Goblin.
No, like the Harry Osborn. He does look like the Osborn.
It's like Dave Osborn, but you know,
Dave Osborn,
more Harrison. Look at that upside down pentagram. That's fucking cool.
That guy's wearing a weird alien helmet. The guard there.
Look at the guard next to Gambit's also got the same fucking goofball hat on.
The mask that only covers the face. Why does he get his ears out, but Cyclops doesn't get his ears out?
Because Cyclops has his ears covered by a optical doodly dot.
Do you think that his optical thing has like
Wi-Fi?
Speaker intakes?
Bluetooth?
No, speaker intakes, so he can like hear through it. It's like wearing a headset, so he can get like music going through that thing.
Probably not. He's a big dick. He just only listens to himself. Jerks off to his own ass in the mirror kind of guy. Genosha, man, this is great. The 90s, apparently the cars could fly, dude.
Hover cars, not
whoa,
flying
whoa,
cars.
whoa! Those were shield. That was shield. Those were shield emblems.
Oh yeah.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Go back.
We can't go back.
I know, but like somehow, like in the scene, go back to that part. You know, like somehow in the show. I swear to God, those were shield. That'd be cool. That would be cool. Can we look for a lighter?
My cell phone.
Your cell phone. You don't need cell phones on top of this because it's cable time. So the new movie's coming out. We got Deadpool talking about Cable in the second Deadpool. You cannot have two things without Cable. You cannot have. What can you have? X Factor without Cable.
No, you have to do it.
So they're making an X Factor movie with Cable and Deadpool.
So that's going to be Deadpool 2.
No, they're doing. Well, I think Deadpool 2 is going to bring Cable in, and then
and then they're going to do the Cable X Factor.
And then they're going to do Cable X Factor, and they're going to have Warpath, who was in the X-Men movies.
Oh.
And they're gonna have Domino, who there's no Domino movie, is there? There should
I don't think so.
No, there should be.
I don't think she even got her own comic.
I'm just thinking that dog from Little Rascals.
Jokes. He just hid behind a tree.
Yeah.
I never get his powers.
Cable? Yeah. Cable is like super incredibly telekinetic. He is one of the most strongest mutants ever. However, his body is inflicted with a techno-organic virus.
Constantly battling it, so he can't use his powers.
He uses his powers to hold his body from molecularly exploding.
Yeah. So he doesn't have any powers.
He has lots of powers. He just can't use them as much.
That's what I mean. He can't use them at all because he's holding himself from dying. He can use some of his telekinesis, and he can use some of his mind reading, and he can do some of his like. But the more he uses it, the more the techno and virus takes him over him. Isn't that a plot line?
Yeah, he's limited.
If he uses too much of his power, it gets like a hold, and he starts becoming a robot or whatever.
He just starts getting sick, and he can die or whatever. I don't know.
I thought it was like the techno virus or whatever.
I have no idea. I don't know that far. I only know so far. But yeah, that's it'll kill him, I guess, either way. But that's there you go, doodly dad. Now it's a fucking
but I mean, basically he doesn't have any powers.
The star on Gambit's chest turned into one of those like Jewish stars, whatever you would call it. I can't remember.
I keep on trying to look for more shield symbols.
No, he doesn't really have too many powers anymore. He has a computer hooked up to his robotic arm, and his robotic arm, the computer can allow him to time travel, and he can use.
That's it. He has that AI system.
He does have
the cube.
He does have limited telekinesis, though. He does have limited telekinesis. Like he can like make his gun come towards him. Giggity.
Oh, okay.
Giggity.
See, now why don't you hold on to those collars there, so you can go make out with fucking Rogue.
You got the fucking key. Well, maybe their trackers on them and shit. Holy shit, is that Sonya Blade?
What? She stole Gambit's mask.
No, it's Vanilla Ice.
So, Cable's gun is essentially Gambit's power. It like charges things up and it explodes.
Yeah, it's also Bishop's gun, and it's Bishop's gun in the Days of Future Past movie.
Bishop's in that movie?
The Days of Future Past. He's the black dude that can get energy. That can. Yeah, he's in the future though.
Well, if they have Bishop, then why didn't they send him back?
Like the comics, because they needed someone. Because they wanted to use Wolverine because he's a character that everyone knows.
Stupid.
And Wolverine.
Then leave Bishop out of it.
And they didn't want to bring in Forge. They needed someone that we need someone that could handle the time travel abilities with Bike through Kitty, like with her mind that's blah 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 went away and it ripped apart.
That was like the stupidest part about that.
It was very dumb. They used Kitty. Have you ever seen the Road Cut? There's a Road Cut version where they bring.
I have not seen that yet. I want to see it.
I'll give it you the copy. Yeah, legally. Giggity. Because we're watching this. Oh, it's
like how do you get dressed for work every day and not know you work for an evil organization? If you're putting that shit on.
What do you mean?
Like it's like Nazis like in the SS got those giant black uniforms with all the evil attached to it, and they're like, yeah, I'm a good guy. I'm going to work dressed like this. That guy have
a giant ostrich? That's cool. How's that going to help him in this?
That Solaris guy is a ripoff of
Sunfire.
Sunfire, yeah. He's a ripoff of a character in the DC universe.
Sunfire is in the
League.
Is in the Days of Future Past.
Superheroes. Yes, he is the black guy, the guy that has all the fire.
He's the guy that ends up charging Bishop. Bishop's like Sunfire.
Yeah.
And then Bishop's all banging Storm. Bishop's got a cool power.
She died like a bitch in that movie.
Storm? They all did. Anybody died like a bitch. What I don't understand is how Magneto died. I created a giant force field to block all metal except for one little shard that got me. Is that the Watcher?
It could be. It did look like the Watcher. It could be that piece of metal wasn't magnetic. The one that stabbed him.
But at that day and age, he would have been so incredible. It was there's one thing to control metal. There's another thing to make a magnetic force field to block things. That will block everything.
There's the point people. That's the point in Apocalypse. Is that's how they can't get to him. Yeah, because he has the magnetic field so strong that even people can't go there.
There's magnetism in the air. Like you can just make a magnetic field. Is Bill Nye? Are you listening? Correct us.
Bill Nye should do a series of YouTube videos explaining mutant powers.
Oh, that'd be so gnar. Lee Cable. You don't have a cloaking
device? Those things are gonna blow up so big.
Yeah, kinetic energy. I see what you're saying now. Totally that. Master Mold. He's basically a giant easy bake oven. It's like if we're gonna make something, a machine that makes
other little versions of it.
Like, if we're gonna make a machine that makes robots, we better make the machine that makes the robots basically looking
the
just
robot.
like really.
So
like
it's
that's
it's a metaphor for giving birth.
This is so 90s too, because this is back when creepy crawlers were coming out. Shit.
Yeah. I had one of those.
And why is this guy so much more badass? Why is he like Ultron style?
Because he wasn't finished yet.
I'm half finished, so I'm basically better. No, that's not how it works. When babies come out premature, they're not better.
Oh yeah, they should. Yeah,
they're not
he
any
really
better.
Should be not a bigger threat. Yeah.
No, they're less. They're more of a problem. In certain ways, more.
In horrific, tragic ways. Did she just hit the concrete with lightning and have it break? That's not how lightning works.
Well, if it's like a it'd have to be very forceful.
God. It might like blacken out the fucking concrete, but it's not gonna fucking break it. It's energy.
It doesn't
not force.
It does not make sense. We do not live on Endo. This guy has got to be something.
Why is he dressed like a pirate?
Yeah, really. Does mother knoweth that you weareth her drapes? He can dive pretty well in that. He's probably not wearing any underwear, and he probably shits a lot. So this is just his like, pull over and shit. I gotta shit.
It'd be so
he just
hard.
whips up his. Maybe he's a judge.
It'd be so hard to dive headfirst out of a car like that. Like you gotta get like a good running start.
Yeah, you catch so much shit on other shit, and that would be so warm. Why is he wearing a red bow? My name is Penis. I like schmoles. Oh, they broke the dam. Is this a goddamn? Beavis and Butthead.
So wait, the dam was powering this facility, and they put the facility on the side of the dam that would destroy it if the dam broke?
Genosha Island is basically the size of Birdshit Island in North Bay.
That doesn't make any sense.
They don't have... It's location, which they do not have.
Like, why didn't they just build the building up there where they're landing right here?
Well, because this is the only place that the Geneva Convention couldn't touch them, so this is the only island they could use.
That square 20 feet. Like,
Literally.
They couldn't move over 100 feet.
It wasn't even an island. They just basically dumped a bunch of bricks in the ocean until it built an island, and then moss grew, and then they planted trees.
Yeah.
And they're like, sweet, okay, we're in the middle of the ocean, don't get bug us. Fuck you, Geneva. I think the next couple episodes are like Sauron, which is awesome. I gotta piss.
Oh, yeah, they're gonna start. The first season has the Days of Future Past story, right?
Yo.
Yeah, we're gonna start that soon. That's like 2 or 3 episodes, maybe. That turns into like another 2 or 3, and then a couple extra seasons.
Well.
And then is the Phoenix Saga before?
No, Phoenix Saga's later in the.
Yeah,
it's
okay.
after they get married. I'm pretty sure.
All right, like 3 episodes down.
Sweet, and all we do was spoil movies.
Yeah, first episode, the second episode, we definitely had a great spoiler conversation. But I love that. I love that merging the Avengers and X-Men universe, the Kree theory, because I've never heard that before.
It just can't.
There's holes in it because we don't know what happened to create the different timelines.
I think it'd be like a Stanley secret conversion. You know, one of those kind of things. But it really does make sense. Really
exactly.
does.
If you have mutants in the World War II, why do you need Captain America? Yeah. You don't need the program at all.
Yeah, that's true.
And then if you don't have Captain America, then the Avengers never become a thing. That's why you have the X-Men universe. That's fucking awesome.
Whoa.
All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody, again for... that was a long one.
Boobies.
But that was great, and we should do this again and get through some more of these X-Men.
I love the snowball.
The snowball? Oh, yeah. The mic.
Share that.
Great. All right. Well, thanks again, everybody, and you have a good one.
Thanks.